let's get started. Have we gone completely brain dead as a country? Common sense doesn't mean anything anymore? What the hell's going on? Are you find yourself watching the news and saying, this is ridiculous? Now, when I was a kid, I wanted to start off with college kids, today's college kids, liberal college kids. When I was a kid, we used to call little pansy kids pussies. Oh, I know that's politically incorrect. Pussies, or you were a wuss. Hence the word wussies. It's a little easier on the palate there. Wussies. Today, little liberal college going kids, crybabies, safe zones, safe rooms, petting rooms, and just, we're so afraid of everything. What are you doing in college? Is this kindergarten or college? It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. I mean, this little whimsical generation is the same generation that got timeouts for probably telling your parents to shut up. Oh, that's it. You're get in the corner. You're getting a timeout. That's it. You've had it. Now, before you get your little politically correct diapers in a bunch, or you need a group hug, hurry up, go get your group hug if you're watching. Let me say this before I start. I'm not a huge advocate on physical, discipline, but evidently it had its place sometime. Let's go about 80 years ago. Our parents. The things that I heard, the great beatdowns were crazy, and some of the older folks were late to it. My parents would tell me stories of my grandparents. My grandfather would get his three sons when they were late. The axe handle. Yikes, the axe handle. Wham, wham. That'll get you going, huh? Okay. And other things were no dinner for like 2 days. It wasn't like you can't have a cookie, Joey. It was like you didn't have dinner for 2 days. Yikes. Okay. And then my grandmother used to tell me, your grandfather used to throw the boys into the ceiling. I never really knew what that meant, but throw them up into the ceiling. And what goes up must come down. So they'd come down, they'd land, I guess, on the floor or maybe on some furniture. And that's not so bad, is it? Because kids always wanted to fly, didn't they? Well, that was some of the disciplinary techniques of the day. Now let's fast forward to 40 years ago, and that would be my generation, of course. And there's new disciplinary tools of choice. And that would be, one of them would be, for you country folk, the switch, when kids could go out to a tree and get their own disciplinary tool. Beautiful. The switch. It was like a whip. Wham, wham. I guess that worked. Thank God I didn't live in the country, but I did live in the city. And the city slickers knew that the disciplinary weapon of choice were yardsticks. Ooh, but those usually broke in half once they hit you on the ass. The wooden spoon, and that was a kitchen favorite of Mom's. She could just get right in the drawer there and get it. And my favorite was the belt. Ooh, the belt. The sting that keeps giving. Wow, you got that on the back of your leg, and guess what? You remembered what time it was, or didn't remember what time it was for a while. And guess what? It didn't stop there. You could get it at school too. The ruler. Oh, let me give you a little story. Me and my friend, Joey, I think I was in 4th or 5th grade, and we were throwing on the school bus beanie whackers, we used to call them, those little red berries that were real hard. We'd whip them out the window at cars, on the way to school, of course, just passing time. And a little later on in the day, I think it was around 11, it was, over the PA system, the little wooden box up there. Tony and Joey, please come to the office. Tony and Joey, of course, our last names are in there. Oh my God, here we are walking up the hallway, looking at each other, me and Joey. Oh shit, we're in trouble. We got to the office. There was Sister Celine. Oh geez, and that was not when nuns, the newer nuns, you see the skirts up to their knees and you could see some hair. This is when they had this going on. Come in here. And all you saw is their beady little heads. And you were scared because they were like who knows what they were like. It was a scary little outfit. And we were asked about the beanie whackers, and then their disciplinary tool of choice was the ruler. And the ruler wasn't your normal ruler. It had metal in there. Wow. So you'd get wham, wham. You'd get the old smackerinis on the hand, and you weren't so quick to grab up the beanie whackers on the next bus trip, let's say. Now, that was grade school, mind you. Grade school. Okay? Let's jump to high school. And that was a whole new ball game, too. Now, I went to a Catholic high school, all-boys high school. It was a great school. We had brothers that were in the seminary or what have you, and we had teachers, mostly male, and they were big dudes, 6'2". They were hardcore dudes. And what we did is when we were stupid and did stupid things like most high school kids do, we got what are they called? Detentions. Whether you were late or whether you were a smart ass in school, whatever. You'd have to stay after school. So normally when I got to be after school, you didn't want to hang there too long. It was 45-minute detention, and neither did the teacher that had the detention. So you had an option, okay? Because we wanted to get out of there right away. We wanted to play sports and smoke some dope and do our thing in the late 70s. We thought we were cool. Well, the teacher would give you an option. You could get a SWAT. That's where the tool of choice came in high school. Oh, yes, indeed. The paddle. Now, this wasn't your tiny little paddle. This thing was about 1.5 feet long with holes in it, and it was about 1 inch thick. And you could forget the whole detention of 45 minutes by getting one swat. But these teachers weren't stupid. You had to take your pants down to your underwear. And they didn't give you a little swat. They unloaded on you, baby. And let me tell you something. When you got that swat, sometimes it just wasn't worth it. You might have wanted to stay that 45 minutes. And they were so good about it, those teachers. They'd say, go to the bathroom and take your underwear down and put your ass on the cold marble. It always seemed to help in years past. Isn't that nice? Teachers giving you advice. I thought it was so friendly. And that's exactly what most of us did. That, my dear little college Tweety birds, was discipline. Now, silence is a virtue. Let me teach you a little something here that maybe your liberal teachers aren't teaching you in college. Silence is a virtue. You didn't dare go home and tell your parents about any of that, whether it was in grade school or high school, because they'd whip your ass again after they asked you what you did. They'd be, good for you. That's good for you. See, that's good for you. Good for you. You deserved it. See, that's what you get. Now, by today's standards, I'm guessing that parents and teachers would probably get, 10 to 20 hard time in prison for that type of behavior? Being sarcastic, naturally, but, right? Maybe. About 5 years old, right? 2 to 3, something. Was this too much? Probably. Did it get results? Definitely. Did it build respect and character? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So what happened today? Why do kids have zero respect? None. Why do kids have no character for the most part? They have the character of a fly. They just shit on everything. Sad. So, if you think that you kids in college, you liberal little panty waists, are scared now, safe rooms. Wait till you see how scared you are when you get out of school. Then you're going to have $100,000 in loans, no job, hopefully a 3-year-old brat from the girl you got knocked up in college that's as bad as you were and as whimsical as you were. And you're going to be living in your parents' basements. And then guess what? You can do them a big favor. You could give them a timeout. Mom, Dad, giving you a timeout. And that'll give them just enough time to go upstairs, shut the garage door, and fire up the car. While they're thinking they're still dealing with your sorry ass in the basement. Oh boy. That's not a stretch, is it? I don't think so. You find any humor in that? Oh, and kids, you might have to ask your parents or your grandparents about the garage door thing in the car and all that. You'll get it. And you know what? I'll tell you what else you're going to get. You're going to get the boot up your ass still. And you know what that is? What I just referred to. It's the boot of life. So listen, you little wussies, grow up and quit being so whimsical, okay? We all had to. Some of us just quicker than others. And that's what I have to say. I hope that helped you a little bit. I really do. And if it didn't, go pet the guinea pig in room 1206 until you feel better. Really? Wake up. I mean, please, wake up.